Hi, this is the main paddocks page. On this page, you'll get a pretty good overview of your farm, your paddocks, what you grow in those paddocks, and you can also make changes to them. The video, as always, is formatted so that you can skip ahead if you need to. If you just have one specific question that you want answered, click on the title of this video. If you're still in the eAgronom page, click on the title and that will take you to YouTube. If you look in the description, there will be timestamps that will lead you to the specific things that I talk about in this video, so you can click on those and skip right ahead to where you want to see. Secondly, the second thing I want to mention is that this video has subtitles for those users who need them, so those can be turned on and off with the CC button, which is at the bottom of this video screen if you scroll over with your mouse. To do the paddocks page, I am going, first off, I'll say that I'm going to focus just on this main paddocks page. These paddock area types and import-export, those will have their own videos. I'm going to draw a new paddock, and then I'm going to go over everything that we can do from this map here. So let's start with Draw New. If I press Draw New, it'll take me to this screen here, and I'm going to move myself over to the paddock that I want. So I see my paddocks here, and I would like to do this square here. Zoom in, I can either press the plus, or I can also scroll with the mouse wheel. When I'm ready, let me get myself out of the way so you can see more clearly. I press Draw New when I'm ready to actually start drawing, and you'll see that once I do that, my cursor has become this sort of crosshair. I click on the areas where I want, that is, whenever I want to bend in my line, I just click, and it's hard to see. I don't think you'll be able to see from the recorder or the screen recorder, but I'm actually drawing a line. That is a line that's extending every time I click and turns when I click. And you can see here that there are these, I have this nice new paddock based on the lines that I drew. So I can give it a name. I have made a draft of this video, so you can see I've already named it East Square Paddock. Name it whatever you want, and I decided to name it Paddock 14. You will name them and number them as you see fit, probably consecutively, but I think this, I don't remember exactly how many paddocks there are on this, but I just decided to give it 14. The paddock area, I want to mention this. If you change the paddock area, you can edit this from several different pages where you can make changes to paddocks. If you change the paddock area here, it will not affect the map. That's valuable to recognize. The map just calculates based on your drawing, but as you can see, it's not exact. I haven't clicked exactly, and so it's not necessarily exactly the right area. If I know that actually all of that extra forestry area that I'm not going to be using actually means that the paddock is 214, let's say, I can just change that there, and it won't affect the map, but it will affect the calculation. So eAgronom uses the size of your paddocks to make calculations about how much of a certain product you need to buy to do a task on that paddock. So if you have better information about the area, put it in manually and you'll do better calculations. The map won't change as a result. You can here, if you want, choose a crop. You'll probably be choosing crops from the crop page, but if you already know the crop, you can choose it just by scrolling through here. I'm happy, so I'm just going to press Add a New Paddock. So we've come back to the paddocks page. My paddock is saved. You see I have this paddock over here. And now I'm going to go through and kind of talk about what I can do from this map here. So the first thing to note is that I can see it in either a map form or a list form. I'll start with map and then I'll just mention list at the end. Basically the way to manipulate this, first we have these two buttons, zoom in and zoom out. I can zoom with the mouse wheel, of course. And then if I want to make it full screen, here we go, we have it full screen. Now over here, I'm able to work with the paddocks that I have. So I can select my paddocks in a lot of ways and make changes. So first off, I can just select them by clicking. That's kind of the easiest way. But then if you have a lot of paddocks, that might be a little bit tedious. So you can actually go and select them through here. So you see I've already assigned many of these crops. And what that allows me to do is by selecting the checkbox next to each crop, I can immediately select all of the paddocks that are growing that crop. I can also do it if I just am looking for a particular paddock by name and I don't feel like looking through all of my paddocks. We called that one East Square Paddock, and there we go. So just by searching, it takes me straight there on the map. I can see here's East Square Paddock. I can also actually search by number. For example, if I type in 14, you'll remember I put in 14. Here's East Square Paddock again because it's paddock number 14. If I want to make changes, so let's say that I want to actually add a crop here, which I can do. I click on this East Square Paddock, and you see that here is this. So this has come up, this one paddock selected. I have the area, and then I can choose a crop. So any of these crops, I'll pick something a little bit random. We'll grow oats here, and you can see that now it's changed. So you can see it's I have some information about the paddock. It now says oats. And I have this nicely. It's no longer, let me actually, if I click on this X, you can see it's no longer says unplanned, but it's in a new oats section. Let me change the color. So this is a nice little handy feature. If something isn't all that easy to see, I don't really like this green, the way it shows up on the background. Press change color, press on oats, and I have a whole bunch of colors I can choose from. So we'll make oats, I don't know, we'll make oats this, I don't want to make it a blue. We can make oats this, there's a lighter green here. So that's a little bit better. And I can see that a little bit more clearly. I'm done, so I can press this X and I come back to this main here. Then the final thing I want to mention for the map section is just want to show these functions here, this split, merge, and show details. So the function split and merge will be covered in another video. I'm just going to click this show details so you see where it takes you. This is the paddock diary page or the paddock details page. These functions are here. I'll cover those in the video about the paddock details page. At any rate, they're the same functions, they just come there. I want to show that this is where you get from that button. And then finally, we'll just cover the list real quick. This is the same information as you see on the map. It's the exact same. It's just given to you in the form of a list. So this you'll see is just here's all of my paddocks. They're sorted by sorted alphabetically here. I can change that if I want to sort them by descending order, for example. I just can change that. I can sort them by number. You can see now they're sorted by number. I can sort them by area. I can't sort them by crop. That's right, but I can sort them by area. And then I have a bunch of different options. So I can rename them from here. I can change the number from here. You can see there's some. This is a demo account, so they're a little bit funky, but this is a very easy way to change assign them numbers. And then this for export, basically, if you check or uncheck that, that's going to change whether or not when you export reports, whether or not this particular paddock shows up. Generally, you'll want that to be left on, but it's available. There are other ways to put paddocks aside. I would generally leave this for export on, but it is there as an option. Then you can show details. That will take you to the exact same paddock details page that I just showed. And then this delete permanently, that you won't see. I see that because I'm an admin. That should be everything for the paddocks page. I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions about how this works that are not covered by this video, certainly reach out to us at customer support. And of course, you should also have there will be trainings available to you if you want. All of our new clients have the option of doing a full training with our account manager. And so hopefully between this video and that, you shouldn't have all that many questions. I hope that was helpful.